Nothing reminds us more of our humanity than when we see people less fortunate than ourselves. The mission of the Human Services Division is to provide a crucial safety net for the members of our community most in need of help.
In our city, like many others, the most vulnerable parts of our population are invisible. With some of our seniors, it's very interesting how they've had wonderful lives and now they didn't plan not to have funding. They had no idea the economy would take the downturn it did.
No one should have to choose between buying food or medication in order to pay the rent. With the help of Jewish Family Services, we have a social worker at Roxbury Park on Monday mornings that serves the seniors 55 and older.
What do you think will be most helpful to you? Our goal is to decrease isolation and engage older adults so they can be as active as they can. And part of it is attracting them to Roxbury Park. There's no need for an appointment. They can come and ask questions about different resources and information that we are able to offer as well as in the community. And that includes housing, transportation, food, government benefits, and we also cater to the caregiver community that can use some assistance.
But often, seniors are not able to travel to Roxbury Park, so Carmit will go directly to them.
It's important for me to make a home visit because I can see how the person lives. Hi, I'm Kermit Zur. I'm from Jewish Family Service. It often makes the person feel more comfortable in their natural environment and surroundings. Who is helping you with preparing your meals and shopping?
Some of my children are wonderful in transporting us to the store to buy groceries, or they bring them to me.
And when I make the home visits, it usually involves asking the person how is their life, what kind of support they have, and how can we help him or her the best so they can continue living with less stress, with more independence, as actively as they can.
We are very fortunate with our senior care manager. Not only does she have her master's in social work and she has significant experience in working with seniors, but also she's fluent in Hebrew, Farsi, and of course English.
Making sure people feel understood is essential in providing the help they need. It all comes down to establishing trust. And trust can be one of the hardest things to develop when assisting the homeless.
We don't know their circumstances. We don't know what they may have experienced. And it's a very long process of meeting with someone, even getting them to tell you their name, revealing where they come from, what their situation is. They are very exposed and vulnerable and probably have been bothered by a lot of people.
I don't know you that well, and I want to get to know you a little bit. Would you mind sharing your story a little bit with me?
The length of time that it takes to engage someone could be 6 months to a year. And that's a very hard statistic for the community to understand, that it's not a simple task of approaching someone saying, here's a sack lunch, I have a van, I can take you to a shelter now, let's go. They will say no. I don't need help. Thank you very much. I don't want your food. Leave me alone. And that's really where the team's work begins.
Our job is to let them know what the resources are, and when they're ready, they know how to access them. We recently put together a resource card to give not only the police and fire department, but also our homeless populations and any citizens who need help.
When we started this program, we really believed that we had a chance of making a difference in the lives of some chronically mentally ill homeless people, or giving it our best effort to bring the human quality that they may have lost in their years or time on the streets or in the throes of mental illness, and bring them back, at least to be able to remind people that we are talking about human beings. In Beverly Hills, it isn't that it's not okay to have homeless people sleeping or lying in the parks. It's not okay in Beverly Hills to have people who have been forgotten, abandoned, or discarded.
One of the most important aspects of my job is knowing what's going on in the community. And one of the ways we do that is by staffing and administrating support to our Human Relations Commission. Each of those commissioners act as the voice of the community.
Any other questions? All right, we'll move ahead.
And it's really a powerful setting for us, because at knowing what's happening in the community, the commissioners can discuss and decide what changes they want to make, and if it's policy related, then it goes to our city council liaison and we can make a difference, and that is really exciting.
We are the ears of the community. And if people feel that they can come to our monthly meeting, which is an open public meeting, and express a problem that they're having.
We all have a duty and responsibility to lessen the rhetoric and not to inflame passions as it relates to these issues.
We acknowledge that there's problems, that not everyone understands everyone else. We acknowledge that there's people that are immigrants, there are people that are exiles. All of them look at our city in a different way. And then the people who have lived there for, 50 years, 3 generations and on, say, what's going on here? Who are these people? And we just have to get a dialogue going. We did a Heritage Week where from farmers market all the way to affairs in the garden, to the public schools, to the senior citizen centers, and said, where did you come from? Stick a pin in our map. And it was absolutely amazing. In talking to these people, we found out that there are so many different languages spoken. There were 104 countries represented, that there were 44 states represented, and even 4 American Indian nations. We're from all over the world, and we're a melting pot, and we're lucky to be so.
No matter how different we are from our neighbors, the elderly person down the block, or the homeless person we saw in the park, we are all human. We all need help at one time or another. That is something the Human Services Division never forgets.